Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Girlfriends After Show on JLJ Media. We're talking Girlfriends Season 1. I have a DVD. Well, here's what's funny. It's showing up on Netflix like September 11th. They bought it up and they're bringing it to all of us on Netflix to watch anytime we want. So I'm going to congratulate everyone on Girlfriends, and from Kelsey Grammer all the way to Mara Brock Akil, to all the actors, everybody who's on there. I'm so excited because that means we get to watch it whenever we want, which I can't anyway with my DVD, but go on and watch it without having a DVD player. And it's just about time. About time. This show is so good, and I'm just very excited for everybody to see this show. And for those who've never watched the show or didn't catch it first time around, now you can watch it and see its greatness. I'm happy we're doing this. I was doing this after show before that was even announced. I'm doing the 6th episode of season 1 back from 2000. The remains of the date, which was the Halloween episode, the first Halloween episode of several over the series, course of the series. And so I had no idea they were going to bring it back to Netflix. They have it on CW Seed, BET Her. Now they're doing this. I'm just so excited. So watch it on there and then come back and watch my after show and give me your commentary. And thank you to all the folks who've been commenting and following. Thank you so much. This after show is doing way better than I thought it was going to do for a 20-year-old show. So I'm very, very impressed, very honored, everything. And I hope to have some of the stars on the show at some point and everything. But it's a labor of love for me. I love the show. I've watched it a million times. And I have fun. And also, some of you guys are giving me some suggestions for future upcoming segments. So stay tuned. I've took your suggestions seriously. I'm going to do them. But this episode is from 2000, Halloween. We meet Jabari and Darnell for the first time. And another Ross sister shows up. It's funny. The music comes on, and the music for every scene is just so perfect to me. And my friend, Kurt Farquhar, did the music for those first, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. He and I talked. So you can go to my channel, JLJ Media, where you find this, and go to Breaking Into on the YouTube channel, JLJ Media. You'll see my interview with Kurt Farquhar. We did a great interview on there about music. But he did such a great job, and I know he's happy about them going on Netflix too. It starts with Joan alone in the office. It's late. She hears a noise, and all the lights go out. Then someone walks in, and you see from the view of her hiding, and then a body falls down with a knife on it, and it's William playing a Halloween prank. And so there's a whole Halloween prank episode. Those are always great. Those are great episodes, right? I love how the girl's hair is different every episode. Really look at it. They change their hair back from straight to curly to short to big. I love it. I always say black women always work their hair, right? It's another part of their accessories. It's part of their look, like changing a top or a blouse or pants or skirt or dress. Hair is very important in that the whole look. And the girls always look beat. They always look good. And there's never, everything. And their looks really do match their characters. I know that also. So Joan is doing a Halloween party. We're beginning to learn that Joan loves parties and Halloween-themed parties. And also theme parties. There's later a Christmas episode, 4th of July, special thing. She likes kind of the whole thing, and so does William. I noticed her party was all out. She had friends. We were all up and through that house. Is at this party, again, Girlfriends has been so wonderful in terms of how these kind of unfold the characters in real time and kind of in a real way, not just here's a statement by them and let's focus on it. It's just they're talking and you learn stuff about them. We learned that Lynn has several degrees. And that just was a talking point about her, because her custom was I'm Freud, not Frederick Douglass. There's this whole thing about that. And it's we learned these degrees. Also, William comes as black man. So funny. I guess hilarious. Then they do this thing where it's very kind of just thrown in there as as it would be if a lot of us black folks, when we talk to each other, things are just regularly talk. She pulls out that Maya from the pulled over for driving while black. And then William, who we learn is a Republican, or conservative, I mean, we say conservative, we don't know if he's probably conservative, gives a counterpoint. And it wasn't like made of a big deal. It was like this, it was made for comedy, but it's brought up in a way and addressed in a way that's kind of very normal for us in our community. It didn't need to be a special episode. It didn't need to be, it was just very much like, we're poor, we're black. William argues we should get past all this stuff. It's not just, the comment, I found the dialogue, it was funny. And and there's a sight gag in it, of course, where they said, they called my son a spook. Jabari comes out in a ghost costume, of course, which spook. And it turns out he's trying to be a napkin. So I thought that was kind of funny. And this Darnell, the beginning Darnell, was played by Flex Anderson. He was on there. I almost forgot he was on there. He only did it for a season, and that was it. But he left for his own sitcom, One-on-One, and they did that instead. And then Khalil Kane came in and played Darnell the rest of the series. We learned that Darnell is a baggage handler, again through a sight gag where he's dressed like a baggage manager, supervisor. That's his joke, but he's a baggage handler for the airlines. And that comes into play in episodes coming up. Tony comes in with a guy, and she's dressed like a sexy nun. Her man wants a threesome. Again, they throw in the sex like just normal. It's a black woman talking about sex, but with a stuffed animal. So they're talking about the plushies. Now, I think in real life they're called fluffies. I'm not sure. There was a movement for real. I remember for a minute there. They might still be out there. I mean, I don't know if they still do. I'm sure they are, but called plushies. And Lynn, of course, the sex expert, tells them about that. Meanwhile, William meets a girl named Lori, who's dressed as a harem, played by Tracy's sister, Rhonda Ross Kendrick. Lori hits on him, but William is like, thinks he's on to her, like, oh no, this can't be hitting on me. Like, not really. Like, you set this up. And Joan's like, what are you talking about? David shows up. And so there's a setup. There's a total setup. I meant Davis. I said David. David shows up from 847. He's part of the group, kind of. He comes around, and he's part of the setup. So there is a setup going on. Later, William walks Lori home, and she has his cape on because she's cold. And she goes inside. He leaves, remembers he forgot his cape. 5 minutes later, goes back, and Aloma Wright from Days and Scrubs plays her mother in quotes, and answers the door and said, Lori passed away 5 years ago. What are you talking about? And William has a great line. People ask me some lines that I like in the show as one suggestion. So this is a line that I thought was really funny. No one gives blue balls to a black man, gets away with it. Blue balls to a black man. I thought it was kind of like that. They go to the mausoleum, and here's some of the things like check out in the back. In the background, look in the back. Look in the background. You never know what you're going to see, what people put up as either jokes or Easter eggs or whatever they call them. At the mausoleum, there's a crypt, and he sees the cape. Lori comes out, and it's like, oh, it didn't work out. It was a prank, blah, blah, blah. Then the cops come, and it's like serious. The cops come, they put William in handcuffs. He's like, from the earlier conversation, they tie it right back around from the earlier conversation, saying that he was racially, because I'm being racially profiled. I can't believe this. Oh my goodness. Everything. And turns out it's still a joke. Joan wins. She gets him back. But then Yvonne shows up. Remember Yvonne? He went on that date? Crazy Yvonne, who plays a big part later in the series, of course. And it's this big joke about her going to come after him. They all leave him there. But on the mausoleum walls, one of them says Cheney Bush as on the plaque. So for Dick Cheney and George Bush, that's kind of funny. Cheney Bush, it had on there. I just kind of saw that. And then Tony dumped Eric. She couldn't do it. She was like, I can't do it. She couldn't do it. That was her thing. She couldn't do it. But I just love how the show it tries to have fun. It has its silly moments. It does all of that, right? It does all of that and does that well, but also throws in stuff in a way that's serious. It's serious stuff. But they don't make it into a special. They have some special episodes and things that happen, of course, that are serious. But it's talked in a way that's very natural that a lot of us Black folks talk. And even in other cultures, there's things that you'll talk about that you'll say it in a way that may not see. It's just kind of, it's just part of the conversation. I was just impressed by that. I really was. I was really impressed by that. So that's what that's about. And that was season 1, episode 6. Sure was. Made into the dates. I am James Lott Jr. And these episodes are all over the place. They're on every streaming service. They're on YouTube at JLJ Media. I love doing Girlfriends. Any more suggestions, let me know. I'm trying to get guests on the show, so stay tuned for that. Of course, my dream would have one of the big 4 on. Some of them have liked my show. They've seen it, so I'm very happy about that. I'm in talks with a couple others. So stay tuned. We'll do this. Thanks for being the Girlfriends loving community. Thanks to all the Facebook books that we post this on their page, the Girlfriends Facebook books groups, and on Twitter too. And everyone, I want you to please stay safe, stay sane. September 11th will be a big day for us for Netflix and the Girlfriends After Show. Very excited. I'm going to try to plan something big for that too. But until then, take care.